Would you like to save time and money with your meals? Of course you would. So why don't you watch this video where I'm going to show you some simple tips to help you get more organised and become a meal prep pro. Hi, my name is Sorcha. I'm a nutritionist and ballet fitness instructor from Ireland. In today's video, I'm going to show you how to meal prep like a pro. Step number 1 is, what's your week like? Is it busy? Is it not so busy? Are you at home? Are you away? So you need to look at things like that, because if you're having a very busy week and you're not going to have a lot of time to cook, then you're going to have to maybe think about preparing them meals the night before. Do you have leftovers that you have in the freezer that you could take out? So that's the first step to meal prepping. And it's difficult because obviously things pop up during the week that you didn't expect, but do your best and look at what you have going on that week so far, and then use that to plan your meals. Step number 2 is, who are you cooking for? Is it just yourself? Is it just 2 people? Is it 3 people? Is it 6 people? How many people are you cooking for, and who's going to be there on certain nights? There's no point you making a massive meal unless you're planning on freezing leftovers for 1 or 2 people. So, and then obviously if there's loads of people, you want to make sure you've made enough food. So who are you cooking for, how many, and also, do then people, what do they not like? What do they like? Do they have allergies, intolerances? Always have your go-to recipes. So these are recipes that you know how they're made without reading the recipe. You could maybe make them blindfolded. You've made them so often. Also, you know that whoever you're cooking for is going to like them. So for me, that would be apple and pear chicken curry. The recipe's on my website if you want to try it. It's my family's favourite, and I know that it will be a big hit whenever I make it. So if you're kind of stuck and you just really don't know what to make, have go-to recipes. But make sure you do keep adding new recipes and trying out new things as well. So the first step was where you looked at your week, how busy you were, where you were going to be, and you also looked at how many people. The fourth step is, what meals are you going to make? So what are you going to have for breakfast, lunch, dinner, snacks? And it doesn't have to be set in stone, because things happen. You might have planned to make a specific meal one day and then something pops up and you can't. So that can't be helped, but if you have it set out, then at least you know kind of roughly what you're going to make. Be smart as well. Don't worry if you've made too much, like everything's not eaten, because that's great, because that's leftovers that you could use the next day. And you don't necessarily have to make the same meal with the leftovers. For example, if you have leftover chicken from a chicken dinner, you can use it the next day to make a curry. You can use it the next day to make a salad, sandwiches, wraps. If you have leftover bolognese, you can use that to make a lasagna the next day. So yeah, leftovers can be changed as well. Also, you can freeze them, and then if you have a really busy week one week, then you don't have time to cook. You're taking these things out of the freezer, but technically they're home cooked meals. So yeah. Tip number 5 is to make a grocery list. So once you've decided the meals you're going to make, you would go through what ingredients you need for those meals, and you'd make a list. I have a video that goes right into how to make the perfect grocery list. All the steps, there's only 4, so it's quite a short video. But it'll show you how to make a grocery list, and that'll help you save money as well, because you won't be impulse buying as much, and you also won't be forgetting things. So You won't have to go back to the shop multiple times to get things you've forgotten. Tip number 6 is, if you can, make things in advance. So if you have an evening free, then use it to make the meals. Because a lot of the time what happens is during the day you're so busy or you're tired and you just don't feel like cooking. But if you have that meal already made and all you have to do is stick it in the microwave or the oven to heat it up, then it's gonna make you eat a lot healthier without you even thinking about it, because you're gonna be going to get less takeaways. You're gonna try eat less snack foods, like high salt, sugar snack foods. When you're hungry, you just want to eat everything. But if you have that food ready, all you have to do is heat it up. It saves a lot of time. Now, obviously, sometimes it's not possible for you to make things in advance. You don't have time. That's fine. But when you do have time, when you have a day or an evening where you're completely free, use it smart and think, right, I'm going to prepare some meals now. You might put them in the freezer. You might have them in the fridge for that week. That will save you so much time during the week then. And the final tip is, why don't you try to prep the ingredients instead of actual meals? So if you don't have time to prepare full meals, if you have the ingredients prepared, that can save time. So things like eggs, so boiled eggs with the shells on, can be stored in the fridge for up to 7 days. With the shells on, because if you take the shells off, then whatever you have in your fridge, their aromas will be picked up by the eggs. But so if you have hard-boiled eggs all ready to go, you can use them in salads, you can use them to make egg sandwiches, you can use them to make whatever, they're already made. Another thing is chicken. So chicken can be stored, cooked chicken can be stored into the fridge like 2 to 3 days. Be very careful with chicken though, even if it is less than the 2 days or whatever, and there's a smell off it or a discoloration, do not eat it. Poultry, you have to be very careful. But if you've already have the chicken cooked, or if it's leftovers from a cooked chicken that you had for maybe your Sunday lunch, you can use it for anything. Like, you can use it for curries, you can use it for sweet and sour, you could use it for soups, sandwiches, anything. So it's already done. Salad, so the green leafy things, you can make up salad and you store it in an airtight container in the fridge, and that should stop it from wilting and going all soggy. Now, not for very long, unfortunately. Salads usually are better when made up fresh, but maybe a day, 2 days. And if you put a paper towel into the airtight container, that'll soak up the moisture, and that should also stop it from wilting quicker as well. Another thing is pasta. So if you cook your pasta, you boil your pasta, you're always kind of supposed to toss pasta in some kind of a sauce or oil straight away to stop it sticking together. So what you'll do is you'll cook your pasta, and then straight away you'll toss it in some olive oil and put it in like a little Ziploc bag or a airtight plastic container and store it in the fridge. And it can be used, well, for a couple of days really, until maybe you feel the texture has gone off. And once again, you can use that in salads. You can use it, you could heat it up again if you wanted to, so it's already cooked. So those are just a few things that you can maybe think of preparing in advance. Fruit salad is another one. If you put some orange juice or lemon juice, it might make it taste a bit sour, but it's basically the acid. If you put some of that into it, it'll stop it from going off and discoloration quick. And potatoes. If you have leftover potatoes, like on Sunday, my dad makes like, I don't know how many people he thinks he's trying to feed. So they're always leftover potatoes, but you can use them. You can use them the next day like normal potatoes, or you could use them to make things like potato bread. You could use them to make fried potatoes, so you can change them about a bit, but you don't have to throw them out. Like, Use all the food if you can. Please comment below if you find these tips helpful, or even better, if you have any tips that you find helps you save money when you're doing your grocery shopping. So comment below. And if you'd like more healthy eating, budget healthy eating tips, then definitely subscribe to my channel, because I'll be doing loads of these videos. If you like this video and would like to learn more about eating well on a budget, be sure to check out my budget healthy living playlist.